If you know anything about commercial aviation in the United States, then you'll know that Delta is the only major network airline in the country to operate newer generation Airbus wide-bodies. American and United, however, have become all Boeing when it comes to twin-aisle jets, relying on the 777 and 787 for the longest of services. While you may already know this, you may not know about American Airlines' decision to turn down the Airbus A350, and one particular individual who made this decision. We take a look back at what happened for today's video. So apparently it was American Airlines' former Chief Commercial Officer Vasu who played a vital role in why the airline would not operate the Airbus A350. Raja, then a senior vice president at American, had once told Airbus that the airline was not interested in following through with its post-merger inherited A350 aircraft order because it did not have the use for it. While that can be very well conveyed diplomatically, Raja's actual comments shocked Airbus and sparked controversies on both sides. Brian Summers of the Airline Observer had this to say through his reporting. Raja, then a vice president, abruptly told Airbus senior management that the airline did not want to take any Airbus A350s. Airbus executives were shocked, my source told me, because American's deal, which it inherited from longtime Airbus customer US Airways, meant the airline could take the airplanes at an insanely cheap price. How could American not want the planes? Vasu, out of nowhere, deadpans and looks at them and says, "You know what? Let me explain it to you this way. You are selling a great lawnmower. Actually, you're giving it away for free. Here is the problem. I live in a high-rise penthouse." While the decision to cancel the order may be a strategic decision for American Airlines, the abrupt and unfiltered statement sparked tension among people at the airline as well as the European manufacturer. Certainly, there would have been a better way to state that the A350 didn't suit American's fleet strategy. If we take Summers' September 2024 reporting to be true, then Raja's name will have been dragged through the mud extensively over the past year, although much of it sounds like it was of his own doing. In 2022, Raja was promoted to Chief Commercial Officer at the same time as the new CEO Robert Isom. Raja was set to be the driving force behind American Airlines' decision to discontinue its first-class cabin offering. The executive was also behind the carrier's attempt to cut out travel agents from the corporate booking process. The latter backfired badly and is widely reported as the reason Raja no longer works at American Airlines. In May 2024, the airline announced that Vasu Raja would step down from his position. Getting back to the topic of American Airlines' declined A350s, the carrier inherited the order from US Airways when the two merged in 2013. The long-term customer of Airbus products, US Airways, placed the order way back when Airbus was designing a replacement for the twin-engine A330. US Airways was planned to become the launch customer of the new A350. The plans fell apart when Airbus significantly changed the A350 design to compete with the Boeing 787. While the A350 turned into a completely different aircraft, Airbus valued the airline's deal, which was done at an insanely cheap price. American Airlines' reliance on the Boeing 777 and 787 Dreamliner fleet for long-haul operations and little or no expansion in the long-haul market had limited the airline's ability to take on a different wide-body type. The idea of the A350 was also ditched on the basis of fleet simplification, preferring to stick with the 787s for the foreseeable future. The executives at American Airlines have stated their plans to remove complexity from the fleet and restructure it from a commonality and operations standpoint. This is entirely understandable, although many of the world's largest airlines have embraced more fleet diversity anyway, seeing benefits of not putting all of one's metaphorical eggs into one basket. The fact that American is continuously facing delivery delays with its 787s from Boeing, the A350 deal might have helped with the carrier's current situation. In 2018, Doug Parker, former chairman, president, and chief executive officer of American Airlines, said in an Airbus statement, "When we restructured the airline, we knew we would need a new aircraft to grow with us, and the A350 truly fits the bill. As both halves of our heritage include Airbus fleets, we have great confidence in the brand and look forward to an airplane that meets our needs for range, economy and comfort while offering our crews technology with which they are already experienced. In light of those affirmations, Airbus's management would have been shocked to learn how American Airlines could walk away from the sweet deal and also slam the product as of no use to the airline. Many would argue that such complex decisions, particularly involving large supplier relationships, are generally handled with more diplomacy and professionalism. While Raja may not have meant to deride the A350 when calling it a lawnmower, it certainly does sound like a put-down, especially after using a penthouse to symbolize American Airlines operations. Delta Airlines is the first and only US carrier that operates the Airbus A350, having 35 A350-900s in service and more on the way. Delta will be adding the A350-1000 to its fleet, with deliveries beginning in 2026. For its part, United Airlines have a long-standing order of 45 Airbus A350s, but has been pushing back the deliveries for quite some time. Experts suggest that with multiple deferrals from United, Airbus may not have readily available delivery positions when the airline actually intends to take them. The Star Alliance carrier has essentially gone in a similar direction as American, opting for a long-haul fleet dominated by the 787 and 777. So, would American Airlines have been better off keeping its A350 order? Well, in light of the present circumstances, it's a strong possibility. But this conclusion should not be construed as an anti-787 or pro-A350 stance. Rather, it is simply based on the recent and current issues going on at Boeing. American's growth has been severely impacted by delivery delays, and this, in turn, has decreased its ability to compete. At the same time, simply given the current situation with new aircraft deliveries, the airline may also have been better off not retiring its A330s and 767s. To be fair to Raja, he wouldn't have envisioned Boeing suffering such severe problems from 2019 onwards: quality issues, supply chain issues, and a prolonged strike in late 2025. The executive also made such remarks years before the closure of Russian airspace. Without such factors, it is somewhat sensible to opt for fleet simplification and rely on the 787 family and the airline's existing 777-300ERs for the carrier's longest routes. But what are your thoughts on Raja's actions and decisions with American's inherited A350 order? Do you think American Airlines would be in a much better position today if it had carried through with the deal? Or would this have changed very little? Let us know by leaving a comment. Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.